So I want us to replace this church flyer. So this is one of the prominent design that we need as graphic designers to have the basic knowledge. So first of all, we'll simply go to our pixellab. Please I have to rush up because I don't want the video to be long. So when you come to pixellab, change the image size. I'll be using this to be 9 and then just make it 8. Yeah, so I'll come here. From then I will insert the resources that I already have. Insert to rush. So let me start on my resources that I'll be using for this design. So when I do this one, I reduce the opacity because I don't want the two of this design are not the same color. So let me reduce the opacity so that it will at least match and make the design to be professional. So you can see it now. So I'll simply copy this one again. Okay. Use the opacity of the one I copied. So you can see it now. So after this I will come back again and insert this. So these are the resources that I've been needing for this design. So please watch the video carefully and then ask question if you are confused. So I reduce the opacity of this one. Okay. So the next thing I'll do is to insert the pictures of the pastors. So remember this is a church design. So I'll be using my picture instead because I don't have the pastors' pictures. This is just for the purpose of learning. So I just come here, go to my browser and use the canary that is in my phone. So I can just come to this and move background. So I'll use this my picture. So you can see it now. Then there's another sound of stuff. So I can see that there are two senior ministers here. So make their pictures to be big. All these other people here, we make you position it in a way that is going to fit in and make the design to be professional. So I can simply use this picture instead. So I will be copying it. So let's go with this one. So let me position it to align in the same. I can just use this automatic positioning. Okay, good. This one. So please, let's be mindful of all these things. You have to make sure that you position your design well. And when doing a church flyer, please make sure you are very careful. Because the pastors they used to take it very serious. So please make sure you are very careful while doing it. So when I finish now, I can simply measure these pictures to make all of them to be one. So I'll come to this layer and measure it. So none of them are now one. I can reduce the size. So you can see now Then the next thing I'll do now is to add the name of the ministers. So let me just use my name. This is for the purpose of learning. Just make sure that you know how to position your listing very well and how to merge. So make sure you give them their names. So before then, let's first of all cover this thing now. So next you guys should observe what I'm going to do now. Come to shapes. You come to shapes, position, adjust your shape the way you want it to be. Then after, go to shadow. Then use shadow, activate it, blur it very well. Then this offset Y, reduce it to this 140 so that this thing will come out. Yeah, you can see it now. So when this thing now comes out, next thing you do is select it, go back to shapes again. Then carry this shape and insert inside this previous one. Go to this layer and merge the two shapes. Merge them to be one. The purpose of doing this thing is that we want to cut this white layer off and leave only this shadow, because we want to use it and cover these pictures. So I can just come to crop and cut it off so you can see it. So I'm left with only this shadow, so I can just use it to cover here. So after I'll now change this color. Let me change the color shapes. I just change it to blue. Yeah. Or I'll come to texture and use the same image that I used. So I just use this image and use all of them safe. Let's be mindful for these things. So after, the next thing I'll do now is I'll come back to this plus button. I'll select the stickers. So you can see the stickers now. You just select it. If you select stickers, this thing will automatically pop up. So just place this thing here. Okay, so all these things is just for the purpose of beautifying your design, not any other thing. So after, let me now add the names of these ministers. So I can use the copy this because it's the same thing. And if you are working with many pictures, you can be using their names. So for this one is just one. Let me just be adding the names. You guys can see as I'm spacing it. So please not be mindful for all these things. So I'm done naming them. So the next thing is to add my text. But let me merge all these names so that it will not scatter my design. I'll just merge them. So you can now see that one of them, they are now one. I can simply drag it. So after all these things, now the next thing is to add my tests. So yeah, this test, you just go, and this is very simple design, doesn't need much test. So let me just check what they are saying. They say blissful good news concepts. So coming to this test, so basically I want to be fast. I'll change the font. So there's no need of saying all these steps. You guys already know these things. You have been following up in the previous class. You understand all these things I'm saying. So I'll go with these fonts. And that one is Washpad City. So I'll just come here again. Okay, so I'll change the font again. So please let's be using fonts that are going to put a fit in our design. Determining of the fonts you're using on design is very, very important. It's going to help your clients to be proud of your design and to present it or to choose you as their designer. So please let's mind the fonts that we use is very, very important. Very, very important. So after we check the next one, say satisfied, okay, present to. Copy this also. Basically. So I can just click it again. Present to. We change the font again. I use a tiny font now. Let's test this one. I want a very tiny font. I actually like my font being very simple. Very simple. So I just come to night spacing. So all these things you can see now I spaced this thing and it's going to make sense than using any other font that is going to be zigzag or something that is not going to be doable. So I like my design being simple. So for now check the say satisfied with Jesus. So add it again. Satisfied with Jesus. So this is and you can have they give it blue color. I'll just give this one this color. Come to stroke. It have white color. The stroke have white colors. I like my stroke being in 3. Or for them just make it 3. So that one is let me change the font. Sorry. No, let me use another font. I want a font that is going to be thick. Okay, this one is good. So want to adjust this one again so that it will match with what I'm going to, because I have other things to add here. There are many things to add. So let me just take this up again. Yeah, so I'll bring this down. So the next thing now is to remember these things are names of the ministers. Okay, so let's now add the detail of this program. You can just check, okay, first of all I have this thing, this living water. Let's add it. So please, let's be fast, just be doing it so you guys can see the steps I'm taking. There is nothing again, there is no hard thing again. It's just write your this thing, choose a very good font, then change the color and all of this. So I can just choose this font. I'll change the stroke. I'll add the stroke and put the color to be blue. Okay, so you can see now. I'll just copy it and edit it again with water. So all these things are important things you have to be very, very mindful of. Okay, so don't want it to be big like that so that it will not affect. And let me use line spacing. Okay, so you can see this. Let me even take it up again. I want this thing to be spaced, because I still have things to add here, so I have to space it very well. So please, this design just for purpose of learning. It's not actually a presentable design, so please mind the steps. The most important thing is just the steps, and you are rushing. I just want to rush all these things. So the next thing now is here. Another important thing now, I'll come to shapes. Let's just be watching what I'm doing. To make this thing to be a kind of a block, something that is close to a text, so I can just come here and do this stroke, increase the weight of this stroke, make it 3, then the stroke color, make it white. I'll go back again to this opacity, I'll reduce it so you can see what it's going to give me. So this is what I aim in getting. Then when I finish, I can just come back to shapes again. Okay, I use position. So when you guys see what I'm doing. So you can just come so when I now finish, I'll now add, you guys can see what I've done here by, so I'll just add the date and the time of the event. And I see 2nd July 2025. So we can do it like this. Then I'll go back again and I'll say 9 p.m. prompt. That's the time for the event. I'll use it and add again. So after I can merge all these things now, in case if I want to adjust, so I just merge all of them again. Yeah, so you can see now none of them are now one. So the next thing now is under, I'll just write any other write up, something like come and be blessed and that kind of thing. So I'll just say come and be blessed. Okay, so this is just all this write up now that we're seeing. Something to attract people to come, or they will tell you things that is going to happen in the program. So I can just change the font, put this come and be placed. So this one I can go, yeah, let me space it. What I like about this spacing is that it's used to beautify your fonts. That it's used to make the fonts, all of them to come out. Then I'll now add the location. That one is very important. I can simply insert this thing, location icon from my gallery. I already have it. I'll send it to you guys. So these are the design resources that I'll be needing. So this one you can go for any design. After I can simply come and change the color depending on the color of the design that you are using. So there is no issues. That's the one I'll be using for my designs. So I can reduce the size. So I can just change the color of this. I'll give it this color. So I'll say that the location will be and choose, let me erase this again. This is for me. So it should go up again. So I can just choose, say the location is in Asuka, Christ the King Church, Asuka, in Logo State. Yeah. So this is the location of where they are doing the program. So anybody that will now see it will now know that the program is in Christ the King's Church in Asuka, in Logo State. So please try to put the state that you are doing it. All these things, just make your design to be edited so that anyone that see it will know where you're talking about. So this is a very simple design that will lead. Then after I can simply come and save it, save as project or image. So save it in high because you'll send it to people. So image saved. So this is the end of the design, a very simple design. So if you are meant to design for any listing, just in these pictures, just you can use the picture of the pastors or anybody. All these things are prominent design that we need So thank you guys for joining today.